All right, you guys, we've got my 2022 Lowrider ST on the lift behind me. If you know, you know, this is a 117 V-twin and they run hot. Now, AMSOIL has blessed me with this partnership, and blessed her, I should say, because the viscosity breakdown on AMSOIL product is 6 times better than your leading synthetic 3 by Harley-Davidson. I'm really grateful for her to be getting this oil change. If I pull the dipstick and you saw, she's well overdue. The mileage is correct, but she's overdue. You already know your vehicle and you know when you should be changing your oil. And today is the day. Now the HDM8 kit from AMSOIL comes complete, like you see it here. It's gonna have your primary case fluid, your transmission fluid, of course your engine oil, 5 quarts of it, your oil filter, the ring, and then we even have gloves and a funnel. So let's get into it, see if I can avoid making a mess today. I can't even wash a car without soaking myself from head to toes. So really hoping that doesn't happen in oil. But yeah, let's get her to be a happy girl and get some new oil in her together. And we'll leave the rest of this up to the vets and the oil change up to the rookie. Step 1 is obviously getting your drain pans out, getting your 5/8 ratchet ready to go. And then we go over here, we've got an 11/16 with an extension, another drain pan, and that's going to be your oil filter. So let's see if we can do this cleanly and carefully and just precisely. So step 1 is gonna be me cracking that drain plug right there and emptying this out. Let's get it. There we go. Should I be putting my gloves on? Probably. Ooh, she's dark. Look at that. Ooh, all right. So we're gonna go over here and we're gonna let her breathe just like any bottle of fluids. You gotta make sure that the oil's all gonna come out. So we're just gonna crack the filler tube right there, let it do its thing. Your oil is not supposed to be that dark. I'm actually probably 500 clicks out from my next oil change, and she black. So I think I'm gonna do this a little bit sooner next time because she needs it. All right, so we're gonna wait for this oil to drain out. It's kind of on its last little trickles right now. We've got our brand new AMSOIL filter, which is a EAOM 134. The O-ring for the drain plug is on top of it. I'll show you guys that next, but first we need to remove the oil filter that's on it. You're gonna take your 11/16 and you're going to loosen this just enough so that way it will come off and loosen and the oil doesn't go everywhere. So start here. Oh, yep. So now that I'm down like my couple turns, I can see it backing off of the threads, and I can definitely loosen this by hand. Let's not make a mess. I did good. I did really good. All right, so that's the original filter. You can see it is 2050, so that is quite a thick oil, but it's not supposed to be this dark. It's really, really dark, and she's, like I said, well overdue. So let's clean this up a little bit, and I'll show you the drain plug next, and we'll reinstall that when it's done trickling out, and get her some fresh lube. Literally oil kind of dripping down the front of it, but I did good. I did really good. It's not on me. It's not, I was gonna say in me, but that would be weird. And I wanna get this cleaned up, like I said. So we're gonna clean this off with some brake clean and make sure we've got a nice, flat, clean surface to mount to. All right. So my drain plug is looking a little rough. I'm thinking you guys can see this on camera. If I can get it to focus, you'll see where that O-ring is. It's almost looking as rough as my nails. That O-ring literally looks like it's part of the drain plug. It's not supposed to look like that. So let's pop that off together and wipe this down with some brake clean as well. Apparently, we're gonna use this little pick and we're gonna pick up the ring. Oh, look at that, works really well. And pick up the ring and pop that off. Just like that. I'll show you. That's the old one. It is torn up. You can see it's like not actually in the best shape, but it's time for a replacement. All right, so now that I'm cleaning this up, there is a magnet at the end of these drain plugs, and you can see how there's actually some metal on it. I don't love that for me at all. Actually, I don't love that for her, but we're gonna clean that up and we're gonna monitor it so there's no additional metal shavings or anything gonna cause any issues down the road. We are down to the last couple drops of the old oil coming out, and I'm definitely, at the top of this pan. Drain plug is cleaned off, metal shavings are gone, old O-ring is getting replaced. So let's pop it off this filter and get the new one on. All right, that is a big difference compared to the last one that was on there and stuck in there. And that is what your clean drain plug is supposed to look like. Right there, good to go. She's trickling away over here. I think we're down to the last couple drops. I feel like it's safe to put this in. And the new filter on. Drain plug, good to go, check. New oil filter, old oil filter. Of course, you want to make sure that you have the same filters before you even attempt to thread them on. All right, so a little old school trick of the trade before I even put this on. My dad used to tell me this as a kid. I haven't done my own oil change in a very long time. I don't even want to tell you how long it's been. You want to get some oil on the actual oil ring, like the oil ring, the O-ring that sits on the oil filter, and just get it prepped to seal. Not too much. Try not to do that and get it everywhere. Some guys will even put oil in the filter. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna have it on the ring and then reinstall it. Once again, this is a very delicate matter. You're going to hand tighten it. Make sure you don't cross thread anything. Slow and steady wins the race. Hand tighten. And there she go. I'm gonna head over to the other side, clean up any mess. This is considered hand tight. I probably wouldn't tighten it any more than that. If I had an oil filter wrench, you could do that, but I would consider that good. Now let's see if there's oil on the other side that I need to clean up. Sure is. Sure is. I'm sure it's not supposed to be all over that harness there. Now that we've got everything all cleaned up, the oil filter installed, last thing is my very clean drain plug is going back on the engine. Now, same situation. I'm going to clean off that surface with a little bit of brake clean and then reinstall the other one, hand tightened. Well, the other one, as in this one, hand tightened, and then you always want to hand tighten this stuff. You do not want to cross thread that bolt. So enough where I don't get the oil all over the ratchet. So there's my first mess. Yep, that's me. Let me just move the drain oil tray. They shouldn't let me have nice things, I swear. All right, let's try that again without making a mess. So that right there is tight. I'm not gonna push it anywhere past that. That is exactly where I want it. Now we're gonna go over to the other side and we're going to top her up with 5, not liters, quarts of oil. It would have made way more sense to use the gloves that I came with. The kit came with gloves, and why would I do that? That just would have made way too much sense and I would be not covered in engine oil right now. But all right, we're gonna use the funnel that the kit came with. The oil, so fun fact, this 2050 is great because it prevents rust. All of that, you know, humidity, the short-term startups, any of the issues that you get from storage, it's going to prevent and protect your engine from that. All right, so this is basically our final step right here. We're going to pull the dipstick, place it at a nice clean location and utilize our funnel. I'm gonna put 3 of these quarts in, let them settle, check the engine oil, and then put more in as needed. That is a 2050 full synthetic engine oil going straight into her. Quart number 2. We had a little intermission for thumbnail purposes, but let's get this one done. Number 3. All right. We have 3 quarts added. We're gonna take the funnel out, put the dipstick back in, fire her up, then go back, check the oil, and see what we need to add. Probably gonna need like a little bit more than what's in here, but this is where we start. Let's start her up. Oh yeah, where are my keys? Fun fact, the bike will not start without the keys. So put the keys with the bike before you try to start her. There she goes. That's my girl. God damn, I got oil everywhere. Now we're gonna let it sit for uno momento. I'm gonna wipe off the oil that I literally can see everywhere. We've had a chance to let the oil sit. I wiped down all the painted pieces on the bike. I still need to do literally everything else. It is so filthy, but that's not why we're here. We are gonna check the oil and see where she's sitting and see if we need to add any. And that bitch isn't even fucking registering. So yes, we need to add. We definitely need to add. Let's double check. You never check on your first dipstick. You always check second, third, fourth time. The first isn't a real read. So she's barely, let's see if we can get it on camera here. So I don't know if you can see that, but it is barely reading at the add quart line. Let's throw another quart in, start her up, and see where we're at. All right, well, my camera didn't focus for quart number 4. Shout out to making your own content with nobody else on site. But we did start up. We checked after, we haven't checked after adding quart number 4. So that's what we're gonna do right now. I'm gonna make sure I'm in focus, make sure we've got oil. Then we'll do another startup and see if we need to add number 5. Let's see where we're at. Okay. Honestly, it says that is good. I will show you one more time after I pull the second time. We'll start it. We'll let her heat up a little bit. I just don't want to hit this pipe. You guys can see that? She's basically good to go. favorite part about all of the parts on the bike is I can see my oil right here. And this pipe did heat up a little bit. It's not full temp by any means, but you can see the clean oil. I love it. I know that she's gonna be happy. I could probably let this sit a little bit longer, make sure she's all the way in there. It's still sitting at the same spot. I'm happy with it. I do think we're gonna need another half quart to add in her, but let's see how we make out today. Let her sit for a couple hours and then, not even a couple hours, like within the hour, and then come back. All right, you guys, thank you for watching. This is Candy's first oil change on camera. Gemma is really grateful. Shout out to AMSOIL. Thank you so much for the HDMB kit, because honestly, I'm all about putting GM parts back in my GM car, and that's like AC Delco across the board. I'm the same thing with my Harley. Like, I want to put Harley back in across the board, but when I see scientific proven facts that something is a better quality than the OEM part or piece or lubricant or whatever it is, I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, if you guys like this video, hit me in the comments below, smash that like button, and once again, shout out to AMSOIL. You guys are the real MVPs in this video. I honestly, she can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. I'm looking forward to changing the trans and the primary fluid next. So I'll see you at the next one.